Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back doing a best of 3 March of the Machines draft. About to fire it off here as soon as that last person readies, and we'll go to pack 1. Okay, draft has fired. Well, we got a good rare here in Ozoleth. 2 mana, it's legendary, comes in if +1/+1 encounter to be put on an artifact or creature you control, you get an extra 1. And then you can put a +1/+1 counter on an artifact or creature you control at sorcery speeds. For some reason, it also cycles. So it really puts 2 +1/+1 counters on a card for 2 mana, which is insanely good. Also in this pack, we have Stoke the Flames, which is a great, powerful, convoke instant speed card that can target anything. Throwback card is Zada. Good for instant sorcery buff decks, I suppose. Completed Huntmaster. Good card. You can sack things and make them into new bodies. Good against removal heavy decks or combat tricks. Invasion of Belenon. Good card. Turns into an Anthem effect. Knight of New Coalition's good. You get 2 bodies. Protocol Knight I like. Temporal Cleansing, I've been told from some commenters that it's good. I haven't really tried it yet. Aetherborn's good. Good cards in there all around, but Ozoleth was a pretty clear pick. Alright, so we're past Baral. Probably don't need this. This is also like Zada, kind of bit of a build around. Unfortunately for us, this pack is really seeming a little bit devoid of green cards that we want. We probably want to be in a +1/+1 counter deck. It's going to be at best with backup. But Tiller of Flesh is also good. Because you incubate and you get the extra +1/+1 counters, so that's really good too. Probably better than Enduring Bond Warden, even though Bond Warden is certainly at its best here. It's a 1 mana 2/3 if you have Ozoleth out and you put it on itself. You get it. So let's just take Tiller. I mean, that's the color combination we want to be in to make this archetype work. Other good cards in here: Deadly Derision, which is good. Aetherblade Agent, which is also good. I do like this card, though. This also turns removal into just extra bodies. Really good. So this obviously is good, too. This is going to work with Ozoleth, and we don't have to pay red to transform it. Otherwise, in green, we have Portent Tracker, which is cool. It ramps. And Wildwood Escort, which is also cool. Blighted Burgeoning ramps and gives you an incubate creature. Also not bad for this plan, but I think I'm going to go with the 2-drop here. That's also an uncommon because I think it's a really good card. Rada Coalition Warlord, the throwback card, not so good. Oracle of Tragedy, I think I played against it and was actually kind of impressed. Gift to Completion is a good card. I like that one too. But let's take Sunblessed Guardian. Let's try and see if we can build a +1/+1 counter deck. So far, we've gotten everything that synergizes with Ozoleth. There's some other key pieces we want, though. So Daxos is really not bad. You end up getting a lot of life out of it, which is nice. But I think I'd take Bond Warden over it at this point, just for the sole fact that it's a great card with Ozoleth. Unfortunately, we're not going to do so hot if Ozoleth is the only green card we have. I mean, this is still worth splashing for, especially since you can cycle it. But let's stick to the plan here. We can also play Naya Colors and get the Hoplite, which also works really well with backup. So we'll keep that in mind. Maybe we can splash Ozoleth if we don't get the other green cards that turn this deck on. I played Lithomantic Barrage. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. I'm a little torn on that one. Order of the Mirror, I played in the first draft and was blown away by. Really good card. Surge of Salvation, 1 mana. So this is cool. I mean, give all your dudes hexproof is pretty good. And then Prevent All Damage. I mean, that's just icing on the cake with Prevent All Damage that black or red sources would deal this turn. I like this Wary Thespian, but I think we probably are going to take the Cosmic Hunger because it's one-sided removal that can also deal it to Planeswalkers or Battles. And it's going to have synergy with Tiller of Flesh for that reason. Although, there is Sunder the Gateway, too. Sorcery Speed. but it's more of a blow up. I mean, it gives you +1/+1 counter things, incubate tokens, but it's sorcery speed. I think I'm going to go with the Cosmic Hunter. This card does actually seem pretty good. Surge of Salvation is very good too, but one-sided removal that can also hit battles, even though we don't currently have any battles. Still good. All right, Invasion of Moog. I think that's what we want here. That's going to be good. +1 just comes in, put a +1/+1 counter. So you get Ozolith, you get 2. It's going to synergize with all the other +1/+1 counter stuff. Does not work with Tiller of Flesh, however, but that's all right. And then turns into a thing that's going to put more +1/+1 counters. So 2 counters on things if we can blow up the defenses, which potentially can if we really want. I don't feel great about using Cosmic Hunger to blow up a battle, but I do feel good. I feel great about it if I'm doing it at instant speed to get an extra blocker. That's pretty strong, actually. So this pack doesn't really have anything we want, so I feel fine with taking the Rugged Highlands for the same reason I described earlier. We want all the backup we can get anyway, just because it's going to have synergy with +1/+1 counter stuff. And if we get Hoplites for this deck and our primary colors are white, red, then we splash green, we're going to be looking pretty slick. Don't love Scrappy Bruiser, but Fertilid's Favor seems fine to me. You get to ramp, add instant speed, color fix, and it puts counters on things. So it's a combat trick that ramps and fixes you. Seems pretty good. What's this Invasion do? Oh yeah, this is a cool card. Comes in and kills something. Yeah, and then turns into a pretty sizable win con. That is good. But I'm going to stay the course with the +1/+1 counter plan. Just take the favor, even though I think it's significantly weaker than that. So here, I feel okay about taking Bonded Herd Beast. It's a fine card in general. Turns into a pretty big threat. And yeah, no real issues there. So I'm going to take the pick 10 Bond Warden is great. Just with the Doctor ordered. So we didn't see the Kami. There's green and white stuff that's going to synergize real well with this +1/+1 counter stuff, besides the Ozolith. The Ozolith is the super rare one to get, but I'm hoping to see the other ones that synergize really well. You know, Escort seems like a totally playable card to me. Get a creature or battle card from your graveyard to your hand. I mean, that's a nice, solid play. This card is probably very playable in Limited. It's more expensive than Gravedigger, but 1 more mana and you get an extra power and toughness. I can't complain about that. That's not bad. Crystal Carapace, on the other hand, not so good. But I don't need anything in here, so I'll just cut the green card. An expensive Aura. Think we're not necessarily splashing red, so I'm going to let the red and the black flow to show that we're not in those colors. Getting Blade Master second to last pick is actually kind of nice. It's a playable card. Getting a last pick Aetherborn is pretty telling that black is in fact open. Sack a creature or artifact, deals X damage to target opponent or battle, and you gain X life, where X is the sacrifice permanent's mana value. And you can transform it at the beginning of combat on your turn, return an artifact or creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, gains haste, exile at the beginning of the next end step. It's a cool card. I don't think we want it, though. Placid Rottentail is just what the Doctor ordered for this deck. But I don't think I'm going to take that over this Sailback, which is a great card. Both options, pretty solid. If you're blowing up an artifact or enchantment off of this, you're feeling real good. If you're coming in just to hasty beat or just get a 3/4, you're feeling pretty good. Could take the Portent Tracker, because once again, it ramps, and we already have a decent amount of late game. But this is a powerful effect. And we need as much power as we can for this deck, because so far, we don't have nearly enough unfair things to succeed in this format. This format is how many busted OP rares can I open, and how many busted OP rares can I draw in each game. So if you don't have busted OP rares, you might as well just kiss victories goodbye. But at this point, we are way too far down the rabbit hole to pull away from this +1/+1 counter deck. So Blight Reaper Thallid. Black seems much more open than red. So this card is very good. It's just not really what we're looking for with this +1/+1 counter build. Stormclaw Rager is a little too far away from green and white. I probably could just take Cut Short over Wary Thespian because we already have 9 creatures. I do like Wary Thespian though. But I'll take Cut Short. I've been impressed with this card. Once again, instant speed removal. Can technically blow up Planeswalkers. And killing tap creatures is really not bad, so we'll take it. Sigiled Sentinel, it's got backup, it's good. Otherwise, there's Blossoming Sands. Seed of Hope we don't really need. Arachnoid Adaptation's a good combat trick. Feels like a pretty easy Sigiled Sentinel. It's just a good card in general. So we'll take that. See if we get the Blossoming Sands back. So Intercessor is this is the best of that cycle. Doesn't have anything to do with +1/+1 counters, but comes in, deals with their best creature. They do get it back if it dies, but plane cycling is not irrelevant. We are getting a little bit top heavy. But I'd probably cut Bonded Herdbeast since the other two are... Well, I haven't tried Escort yet. But I'll take the Intercessor. Now, we're starting to get in trouble here because we're not getting the other +1/+1 counter synergy cards. We're getting +1/+1 counter cards. We're not getting the synergy cards, though. That's the important piece we need for this. I'll take another Sigiled Sentinel. We're not getting Hoplites, which I would splash for the red. And we're not getting the Kami. And there's some white one, too, that's really good that we're not getting. So, attacks, you may sack another creature and you can buff it. It's not bad. It's a flyer. Aerial Boost I actually like. Free combat trick. Maybe just take another Cosmic Hunger. One-sided board wipe. We don't really need Sunder the Gateway because we have the Sailback, but I'll take the Hunger, take another instant speed removal spell. We don't have the most amazing bodies for it, but we don't have much removal either, so Crystal Carapace can go. So we'll take it. I love Aerial Boost, though. I think that card is great. So we're in a pretty tough spot now. Even having Ozolith is not nearly enough to... This deck is not nearly unfair enough to win a draft. We need much more unfair things. And going down the synergy route like I have really requires you to get the synergy cards, which we haven't gotten. As I said, I'm either all in on some Hoplites and probably just try and make that work. Oh, this is a cool card. All in. Otherwise, I could take another Cut Short, but I'll take the Invasion of Muragonda. This is a cool card. I like that it comes in and is a kill spell. It's an expensive kill spell, but you do end up getting a decent body out of it if you can get that. Otherwise, it could take another Cut Short. I'll go with the uncommon, just to try it out. And it has to do with +1/+1 counters, so... Alright. I think at this point, we're just in trouble. Gonna take Tracker. Doesn't have to do with +1/+1 counters, but we're so top heavy, we need it for that alone. So, as is, I would say we'd be lucky to get a single match with our deck. It's just, there's just too many unfair things that you have to go head-to-head against, and frankly, we don't have enough. So I could take the... I don't really need that. I guess we'll take Adaptation. Adaptation is at least good with Tiller of Flesh. And just in general, it's a good card. I don't need any of these. We'll let all the other colors that we're not in flow. Hate to see them flowing this late. I don't think we need the Archivist. It hasn't been too many games where the deck... this card's probably fine. I don't think we need it, though. Oh, that's kind of cool that it works with your lands, though, for Tiller of Flesh. Yeah, never a good sign when the last 3 colors left in a pack are the 3 you're not in. So not a good sign for competition. It seems like white has dried up, and then we get a last pick white card. I guess it's not really one we want, but this card's probably really good, but it's too far away from what we can do. Whenever one or more dragons you control do a combat damage to a player or battle, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one in your hand. You may return one of those. Well, turns out we don't need it anyway, so that's okay. Tetsuko is a fantastic card. It's really strong. This comes in, gives your incubate stuff reach, and you gain life, and you get to incubate 5. That's not bad. Maybe just take the grasp. Where are we at on creatures? 12. That's not bad. We could take the grasp. Technically deals with a lot of problematic threats. Maybe we'll get the skyline back if we're lucky. There we go. Well, we found one. This is such a hugely important card. This is what I was looking for the whole draft. I'm happy we got one. It's going to just pair remarkably well with Ozolith. If we get the Bond Warden back now, I'll be happy. There's a lot of good cards for us in this one. I'd take the Bolaslinger and Cosmic Hunger, number 3, I'd probably be fine with too. But Kami is just phenomenal in this deck and just what I needed. So there's another Bond Warden. Could take another Sailback. We're kind of 5-drop heavy though already, so maybe we just take the Bond Warden now, or I could get the Death Touch, which is good with the Cosmic Hungers. But I think this is really where Bond Warden is at its absolute best. You don't really want to play it on turn 1, but if you play it off of Ozolith, or you have Kami out and then play it and then put it on the Kami, it's 1 mana, put 2 counters on it, and suddenly you can ramp 3. This card is really ridiculous. So it gives you huge ramp potential. We almost need like X spells to really take advantage of it. Halo Forager is a remarkably strong card. It's just not on color with us. We don't really need the Blade Master so much. I guess I'll take the Aeronaut. I don't really need it either, and we already have enough 5-drops, I guess, but it's got counters, I guess. Maybe we don't need the Blade Master. We do have to find some cuts, right? We're not splashing red at this point. What else? Another Kami. There we go. Phew! All right. I feel good now. What does this thing do? Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may return it to the battlefield face down under its owner's control. Oh, that's a weird one. Cool card, but, I mean, this is the card our deck needs more than anything. Let me see this one, too. Make some Krakens. It's cool. Oh, yeah, I lost against that card. It's a strong card. Easy Kami. All right, I'm feeling better. Pack 3 is really a big redeemer for this deck right now. Well, it's got the Bonded Herd Beast, just because we're already 4 or 5 drops deep. I don't even know if I'm going to play all these 5 drops. Escort's actually looking better when we've got these Kamis and the Ozolith to get back. Another invasion of Moog. Probably what we want with 2 Kamis out. If you're flipping into Dryads and getting multiple, that's really strong. So we'll take another invasion. I like where we're looking now. Now it's looking good. I really like it. I don't know if we need the favor so much anymore, even though it's a combat trick, just because it's kind of clunky, and we don't need to color fix anymore. Finn the Fangbear is a good card in general, but there's no way I can pass Storm the Seedcore in this deck. No way. Distribute 4 counters in a deck with 2 Kamis and Ozolith. This is unbelievably strong. This is like a permanent overrun effect for us. Another Enduring Bond Warden. Now, I mean, having 4 of these is wonderful. So, pretty happy. Overall, very happy with where we're at. Does Sunblessed Guardian even work in this deck? Put a +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on Furnace Blessed Conqueror. So, it does, I mean, it does work in theory, especially in this deck. Put some +1/+1 counters on it, and suddenly you're spitting out something that gets twice as many +1/+1 counters. I'm going to take 5 Bond Wardens. I know it seems crazy, but I am feeling pretty confident that's what this deck wants. So let's get rid of Vengeant Earth. Take the backup Death Toucher. I mean, at this point, we can cut anything that's not +1/+1 counter related. I'm still going to cut the Fertilid's Favor. I don't think we need it. I can maybe sideboard into Sailback now. I still like Escort just because it... I don't need any. I'll just take the green card. I still like Escort just because it gets back so many amazing cards. In this deck, the commies. I guess it can't get back the Ozolith, though. No artifacts, huh? Just creatures or battles. Alright, that's alright. Tarker Dune Shaper on color with us, and I don't think it makes the deck, believe it or not. Because it's not +1/+1 counter related. Well, ultimately I'm happy. Even if we lose with this deck, at least it came together the way I wanted. Technically this card works with the deck, but we don't have space for it. So it came together the way I wanted, which is good. I have no complaints. We got what I asked for. A bunch of good synergy cards. We didn't get the unfair rares, so that still puts us at a disadvantage, but I'm just happy to have built something that... come here, Lee. Happy to have built something that I wanted to build from pack 1 with the Ozolith, so that's good news. We still have to make 4 cuts if we want to play 17 lands, which I think we do. How many creatures we got? We got 17. Probably cutting the Sailback, even though it's a good card. I'm going to keep the Cosmic Hunger, Adaptation, and Grasp. We may, at this point, just have to cut the Adaptation, even though I really like it, and we don't have any Reach or Flyers. Oh, I guess we have 1 Flyer. I think the Escort might have to go. I don't want to cut it, but it feels okay to cut here. And I may actually cut Portent Tracker then, because suddenly our deck doesn't really have that much top end, so... That brings us to 14 creatures, though. That is a bit creature light. Let's cut the Adaptation as our last card. And where does that leave us? 14 creatures is light. Yeah, it's a tough spot. What would be my 15th creature? Maybe like a Dune Shaper, just because... I can pay the full transform. No +1/+1 counters there, though, but it is a good price. Like I said, I don't really need Portent Tracker here because our curve is pretty low. But it's nice to have more creatures for Storm the Seed Core. But once again, I'm probably not jamming Bond Warden super early, especially if I have Kami or Ozolith in hand. But maybe if I have Ozolith in hand, since I have 5 of them, you still do it. This looks like a deck that can just pour its hand out, so... I wonder if I actually want one more like top-end creature. And maybe it is Sailback versus Escort. Maybe it's Escort for the extra card advantage. And then I probably cut... what do I probably cut? Well, all of my... This is going to work so well with Ozolith or Akami because you get 2 +1/+1 counters and then get to fight. And potentially it's enough to get in there and just get a 4/4 that buffs something else. We don't even have abilities that matter on a lot of dudes. Although on a lot of dudes, I guess we do too, but I guess we do actually have a lot of abilities, but do you have to use it too? Yeah, you do. And it can't target itself. We could cut the Invasion of Maragonda, but I mean, I like the extra counters synergies, but since everything in our deck is counter synergy now, and we probably need more creatures, I think I'm going to do the Escort. Overall, I really like this deck. I think it's synergistically fantastic. Or I guess I agree we'll do the 9/8. Got a plain Cycler, but that's irrelevant for this deck. It's just a 6-mana removal spell, I guess. Decent removal suite, too. And we'll see what Ozolith can do for us, huh? Yeah. All right, we'll run it like this. We'll see you around 1. Well, this is pretty cool. I'm playing against Soulbush, who, if you don't know, is Josh Frankel. Used to record for Draft Magic and then for SeemsGoodMagic for a little bit. And he did Luris? Whoa. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. So we have the Kami. I think I'm going to wait for on the Bond Warden and probably do the Kami first. I like the synergy he's got already. So what does Lurrus require? Just mana value 2 or less. Well, that's a fun build around. Well, he's almost out of cards in hand. That's a good sign. So, let's see here. We'll do... Can do Bond Warden plus Sigiled Sentinel. Put 2 counters on it. I think it makes sense. And then I can do Escort to get back the Kami, so that's not bad. I do have Cosmic Hunger, so I can kill Lurrus, which is important. So, got 6 lands, so we can do this. Oops. And then, okay, let's just anger the Lurrus. Alright. At least they don't have Lurrus. That's good. Jordy's a good one. Uh-oh. We get Lurrus back now. I lost one of my removal spells. Alright. Huh. It's a tough one. Kind of just drew land out here. So, I guess we don't really have a phenomenal attack here, so we're probably going to have to just get in with... How many creatures they got left in there? I guess they don't have any creatures left, so... But they have the sack fodder, so we'll probably just have to get in and find a removal for Lurrus, is my guess. Their deck's sweet, though. I wouldn't expect anything less from Josh Frankel. Pretty happy that he still plays. I didn't even know he played anymore, so it's pretty cool. Um, I guess we hold off. They don't have any creatures in the yard, and we don't really have a good attack. I mean, Luris, I think, was banned at one point too, but once again, you have to remember, this format is how many unfair things can I get in my deck? How many unfair things can I draw? Versus how many unfair things can my opponent get? That's literally all this format is. Tiller Flesh, well, you're quite a bit late, as it were. So they can sack, take us to 6, and then... So I think they have us dead, so I'm not going to show them any more cards, because we don't have a way to beat them. And we didn't get the removal we needed for Jury or the other things. So they're a sack deck. I don't know how much that matters, because either way we're going to need removal for Luris. Maybe Invasion of Muruganda is fine as like another way to remove Luris. It's probably true. They're never going to tap Luris, so this does... No, it just destroys, though. And this just gets rid of activated abilities. This doesn't even... I mean, it deals with the sack outlets, but I don't really like this removal against them, to be honest. I don't really like Grasp against them. It doesn't deal with Luris. Blow up Artifact Enchantment. I don't think that works, because Luris is just a cat nightmare with a sweet portrait. They do have... So they're pretty aggressive, but I mean, it's not like we're lacking in the early game department. Although I guess we are a little bit of a setup deck, aren't we? Maybe I get rid of the... do I really want to get rid of that? Because I may not have enough early game. It was a tough one. I want all the +1/+1 counter stuff I can get, though. But I also want to make sure we get some early game out there. Maybe I'll do Dune Shaper instead of Death Touch, dude, because I feel like Dune Shaper's going to end up trading with all their stuff anyway. We'll try that. This one will have to mull. I think we mull this too. I can't keep that. We're in pretty big trouble from this one. Oh, let's see. Do I go to 4 or do I keep it? I think we keep it 5. And we'll probably dump this and maybe the Aeronaut. Maybe we can hope to find something. We need, I mean, we just need a lot to make this hand do anything, unfortunately. Oof, brutal. Guess we'll get rid of one of these. Alright, guess we'll play the Dune Shaper. And then we'll pass. I mean, Invasion of Moag, still high upside to be good here. I guess I could have gotten rid of the Tiller Flesh and just maybe gone invasion into invasion. Draw a Kami or an Ozolith and hope that does it. So it's got 3 power. I guess we block with... I guess we block with these two. This takes 5 to transform, so we're not going to do that. Alright, looks like it's GG's. I kind of wish I would have been able to put up a better fight against Josh, but what are you going to do? Alright, we'll see you for the next one. Alright, round 2, 1-lander. Too bad, too, because I'd really like to keep this hand, but too dangerous. I don't love it, but we'll keep it. I guess we're just a green mana away from this hand being really good, so I think I'll dump the, well, either Guardian or the Bond Warden, huh? Probably the Bond Warden, because we have 5 of them. And I don't want to play it on turn 1 anyway. And Sunblessed Guardian actually looks like it can be really good if we get the Ozolith. So it didn't draw the land, which is pretty disappointing. Alright, just gonna kind of twiddle our thumbs. So now, alright. Just got the 3rd land, but yeah, I may actually have to cycle Ozolith. That doesn't seem right, though. I mean, there's no way that I can win if I do that, but there's no way I can really win right now anyway, so it's a tough one. Cycle. So we got the land. Alright, we'll go to game 2 here. So playing against another red-black aggro deck. I got mana screwed, so really not a ton of decision making I can make, I feel like. Maybe we dump the Aeronaut. Way too slow for this matchup. And maybe we'll put in like what should I put in? You can put in the fight spell. It's going to leave us at 14 creatures though, which is creature light. It really is. So I could put in the Dune Shaper, just get an extra early body. That can transform into a threat at some point. Alright, I guess. We have 2 Invasion of Mogs, so... yeah, sounds good enough. We have a lot of these synergies, we just haven't been able to play it yet. I mean, Kami into Tiller into Storm the Seed Core alone is amazing. We'll get to incubate 3, plus buff this so it can ramp. I mean, it's really good. Well, at least they're missing a land drop. I guess that's good. So I can do Storm the Seed Core. Oh. I see what we want to do here. I think I'm gonna be patient for one more turn here. Alright. At least now we can do busted things, so that's cool. Maybe we'll just... Let's see. I'm trying to think. And they gain Vigilance and Trample too? Wow. Oh. I wonder if I probably could have optimized that a little better, huh? Probably. Well, deck does really well when my opponent's mana screwed and doesn't do anything for 5 turns, so awesome. It's good to know. That's good knowledge to gain, though, for sure. So, I guess just with Edge Familiar, Sailback starts to look pretty good. I mean, if I'm coming in and able to blow something up, do I want to up the curve, though? Maybe. Could still be worth it. Alright. This possibly is dangerous, but we got so flooded in round 1 that I feel like this could be fine. We'll find out. It's a good hand. So we probably go... thinking we actually do Guardian first. Because if I'm able to transform it, it's going to get pretty big. Well, let's do the etched, or assailant here. We'll pass. That's a good one. Alright, cut short's kind of cool. Okay, can transform that next turn, so that's kind of cool too. This is definitely textbook putting all the eggs in one basket, isn't it? But that's alright. Forgot it has vigilance because of Sentinel that turn. It's pretty nice. So we can still do cut short, which I would argue is pretty relevant here. Sure. Oh, that's cool. So they can triple block. We'll probably just attack like that. They don't have a phenomenal block here. I'm kind of okay with this. A 3 for 1 out of the deal seems worth it to me. I can play the Intercessor, but I'm gonna wait. Oh, that's a good one. So Escort, I guess we'll get our... I don't know what we're getting back, actually. I don't really want the Guardian so much, although I guess it copies itself. Huh. Alright. Sure. So we'll do this now. Alright. We'll see for the next one. Alright, we gotta mull this one. Seems like our biggest enemy has been our deck so far this draft, but that's not true. Our Josh's round 1 deck was pretty incredible. This is actually a really, I was gonna say a really tough one. I guess we actually get rid of the Bond Warden or get rid of the Tiller. I think we're getting rid of the Bond Warden because we have 5 and we're not playing it until after Kami anyway, so I'd rather have the upside of Tiller than the +1 counter on the Kami. To me it makes sense, but we'll see. I do have to get beat up for a little bit here. Well, at least Analyst isn't hyper powered. Alright, so we get to go Kami. Then next turn I can do Bond Warden, buff it twice to 3, then I can ramp into Tiller, get Invasion going. That seems pretty good. If they just transform, it's not the end of the world. We'll figure something out for that. Yeah, that's good. Oh, they forgot Analyst has Vigilance, which we're super lucky for. So here's what we do. We go like this. We do Bond Warden, buff the Kami with 2. So now we have access to 6 mana. So might as well just do the Tiller then. And we're trying to find a good opportunity. I think we're probably going to kill the Order. Although I could kill the Flyer. Could be better. That's true. But it's transformed, actually, so I don't want to kill the Flyer because then they get to draw. Yeah, I have to think about that. That's fine. So we can kill the Order. Or try to. No attacks. Well, they definitely... That's interesting. Alright. So now we go Sentinel. Buff Kami plus Invasion. And we can still cut short. Alright. That's fine. We wait. Now I guess I feel fine with cut short on the Whelp. They do get to draw off of it, but I protect myself from a Flyer, and I would argue that our board presence is quite good right now. Maybe they want to tap 2 things. Is that their plan? Protocol Knight. All right, we can still cast cut short, so that's all right. I think I'll just kill it. They do get to draw, like I said, but it just feels like a good opportunity to do it. Plus, we get to incubate 2, which is actually incubate 4, and we did it on their turn, so we actually get to. Oh, it's incubate 3. Sorry, it was off a little bit. All right, so now we can do Assailant. 2 counters on something, but I think we'll probably activate this. And then Assailant. Because then we can... Well, I think it's better to put it on the Bond Warden, actually. Let's see. Let's do the Assailant, and the question is, what are we buffing? I guess maybe Bond Warden. Well, Just because if Bond Warden dies, I feel like it's better. Could be wrong. They could triple block Kami. I don't really need Kami anymore, though, so that seems kind of irrelevant. So the Assailant kind of gets turned off by the 1/1. Although they lose a chump block if they do that. I wonder if I actually take this. The thing is, they can buff with that. We're ahead on the race, so I'm actually gonna take it. So land, obviously, we didn't need, but that's all right. They have to do a lot of uncomfortable blocking here. So they can block the 3/3 with the 3/4. They can block the 2/1 with the 1/1. Then they still have to figure out what they're gonna do against this other stuff, though. They have to block 2 of them. So even with their best blocks, they keep their Protocol Knight. I wish I had a 5 power, dude. So I can threaten lethal here. I mean, I don't love trading my 2/1 for a 1/1, but with Raph out, it might not be a bad idea. So maybe this attacks invasion. And then we just attack them with these. Plus maybe the... Assailant at them too. So then that way we're threatening lethal. I feel okay about this. I mean, we are threatening lethal here. So they at least have to block one other dude, or they're gonna die. Like that block doesn't make sense because then they leave the flyer, but then they chump block and I'm left with 2 blockers here. And they don't have the second white for Raph. So a little bit of a tricky spot for them. When they're at 2, I think I take it. Just because I've got so many attackers and they can't use Raph to get vigilance here. And even if they have a tap 2, all of my dudes are lethal currently, so they need quite a bit here. Game 1. Alright. Sideboard. So we're playing against blue-white. It looks like a good deck, actually. It's a knight deck. It's a knight sort of aggro. They made a couple choices that I think ultimately were a little loose, but the archetype is good. I got to play that my first draft and can definitely say that it's a good archetype. We do have a Arachnoid adaptation to block knights, but I don't think that's what we want. I mean, I guess we can keep it the same for now. Until I see maybe an artifact or enchantment. Alright, so got... They want us to play first, too. We don't have any green mana, and we're on the play. Unfortunately, this hand is, like, probably too good to pass. Just because it's got 2 of our 3 strongest cards in the deck. I definitely wish I was on the draw there instead. They actually chose wisely by making us be on the play. But this hand is, like, a green mana away from being really good. So if I don't draw land, I think I actually will... Sadly, I think I will cycle the Ozolith. If I don't draw land here. If I draw white land, I still may not. Because if I can get a Tiller out, I'm looking okay. And Ozolith just wins the game so fast. Yeah, I love seeing that. Alright, we did get the land. I don't think I need to cycle just yet. If I draw the green, at least I get to do Kami right away, too. That's good. Well... I think I'm willing to take one more hit. I really want to keep Ozolith if I can. I didn't even want to cast that Bond Warden, but at least this maybe makes them transform it. I mean, they're getting value now, but I feel like our long game value is still just going to be overwhelmingly good. But we need that green mana, and I really don't want to lose Ozolith. This hand is just so phenomenal if we get green. We really just need a forest, and this hand will go off. And it goes off quick. Ooh, multiple Order of Mirrors, so they got a great deck too. Bummer. Oops. Yeah, so we really just, you know, just needed a green mana. And we just could have gone off so hard. But, can't get it. So, I can do Sigiled Sentinel, but then I can't actually do Cut Short. Unfortunately. Yeah, and they can buff with Wrath next turn, which puts us in a pretty difficult position. I'm going to do the Sigiled Sentinel. Yeah. This game's a bummer. This draft has been so tough because I ended up loving the deck, and man, our draws have just absolutely destroyed us. It's one of those 2-color decks where you can't get the colors you need. And you're not even like color intensive. And you have all the fixing with like Kami and everything, but you need to see at least one of each. And if you can't make it happen, it's not going to happen. I guess I'm happy we went off once with this deck. But this deck is really not getting what it deserves here. So, I guess I need to play lands, so I'm going to cycle this So I can get a plains, which isn't what I want, but at least it's a land that I can cast, and then I can still do cut short. I can't do cut short if they use Wrath, though, so I have to hope they don't use Wrath. I think either way, I'm probably still killing the... I mean, I can't cut short the Sentinel anyway, so... So... I guess before... I probably should have done that before they drew there. Because they might have protection and counters here now. I need to do that before they used Wrath. Yeah. They could have used Wrath again. They're not even... I like that they're not even maximizing their value here. And we are just... Man. This is just frustrating. They're just doing blocks that don't make sense. And we're just not getting there. I feel like opponents doing everything in their power to have us win this too. And it's like we literally can't draw our second color in the top 16 cards of our deck. Okay, so I guess I can get Ozolith back with Escort, but what do I need now? We need to kill the flyer now. I don't think I can beat Tidal Terror, but we'll do this. I need to do this now. Not even attacking. Still just can't get just can't get that second All right, let's see. Guess just get the extra body for Storm the Seed Core, although I'm probably not doing that. So I can Escort and get back Alabaster Intercessor. Maybe I was supposed to do that. Well, I had other plans that turn, didn't I? So I need to do Escort to get back Intercessor to take out, well, Tidal Terror or Oculus. Well, take your pick. I don't even want to, like, show them. I don't even want to highlight the Tidal Terror to have them look at it. So they can kill us next turn with Tidal Terror. Guess I'm just hopeful they don't see it. We got the 6 mana counter or what? I can't even cast Intercessor, but at this point, I don't know how else I win here. Alright. This definitely feels like a match we should easily win. I feel very confident I can win this match, but because our opponent actually doesn't have any bombs, so it's kind of that much more disgraceful that I'm getting beaten by it. But I absolutely think we can and we should win this match. Our deck is better, but it's gonna rely on seeing both colors. I think that's step one here. Grasp is actually bad against that Scape Shift. They have Scroll Shift rather. Maybe I get rid of the, what if we dump the Grasp and do like, do that Fight Battle instead? Why don't we try that maybe? Sailback, do they have artifacts and enchantments? Guess they don't. So maybe we'll do the Fight instead. I mean, it's still not good against Scroll Blast, but at least you get like a counter. All right. Deck just refuses. The deck just refuses. Alright, here we'll dump a Warden. And I guess we'll do turn 2 Guardian, and then we'll load it up with the Bond Wardens. I think that's a better plan. Because then at least if we shift it, we got some big fatties coming at them. Sometimes you just can't get there. The mana base just can't get you there. I mean, look what they're doing. The fact that we're like even close to losing this is killing me inside. It's clear they're newer at the game just from the decisions they've made. Because I think they probably could have, well, I was going to say they could have won round 1, but that's not necessarily true. This is a case of love our deck, hate how these games have gone. Just absolutely hate how these games have gone. I'm definitely putting all the eggs in one basket here. So sure hope that pans out. I mean, they're just chump blocking for days here too. So just gonna attack here. They're not even double blocking. mana away from transforming that, huh? Alright. Forgot that Guardian had trample too. Had trample because of the invasion, I guess. Why did it have trample? I don't know. Can I kill them if I do this? Yeah, I think so. Alright, so we barely beat a new player at the game. We lost against Josh Frankel. And our Dex mana base basically slapped me in the face for 7 or 8 games, so once again, love the deck. Hate how those games went. Wow. Alright. Let's do some pack one pick ones. I played Ozolith exactly 0 times in all of those matches. Had it in my hand twice. Was unable to pay 1 green to cast it. What? How weird. Played this before and against it. It's a good card. Deal with something and then get a awesome win con with more upside. On the other side, Karuga. What's this one do? Draw a card for each other permanent you control with mana value 3 or greater. It's really strong. Probably draw a ton of cards off this. I hate that throwback is in this set. I hate it. So, you know, they've done it before. They did it with like Strixhaven or whatever, and I feel like it kind of worked there. I hate it here. Does anybody else hate having the throwback cards in this limited? It's just, it's like sometimes synergistic if you're really lucky, but yeah, not a fan of it in this format at all. Probably take the Invasion Mythic here. At least I got the commies. Glad I got to go off with Kami once or twice. Alright, Thalia and Gitrog Monster. This is a great card. So great that it's overpowered for limited and was primarily made for Commander. So, doesn't even... Not a fun limited card, but maybe it's a fun one for Commander. 4 mana, 4/4, First Strike Death Touch, which is an ability combination, which is totally unfun to play against. You may play an additional land on each of your turns, and creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, and whenever it attacks, sack a creature or land, draw a card. So, kind of cool. Attacks, you sack a land, then you can play it again post-combat. And has First Strike Death Touch, so borderline impossible to block unless they have a 4-power First Strike guy themselves. Teza Karlov. I've seen this before. This is cool for the sack deck. Invasion of New Capenna. This comes in. You can deal with stuff. This is cool for little tokens. And the equipment you get's not bad either. Especially if you have a lot of... This is probably amazing for tokens. They all would share a creature type too. I could try out Teza here. It's kind of cool. Also works with tokens, I suppose. Vanquish the Weak Sim removal. Heliod the Radiant Dawn. Played against it. 4 mana, 4/4. Enters, get an enchantment back that isn't a god. Transform it into a 4/6. All your spells have flash, and they cost 1 less for each card your opponents have drawn this turn. So if you cast stuff on your opponent's turn, it's minimum 1 cheaper any spell in your hand. It's pretty awesome. Collective Nightmare, good, potentially free removal. Rona, wish it drained rather than just life loss, but that's all right. Streetwise Negotiator, I've been really impressed with. I played it 0 times and gotten beat up by it a ton. Really, really strong. It's basically a 2-mana 3/3 if it just buffs itself, which 1 and a green for a 3/3 is ridiculous. Ancient Imperiosaur. Yeah, this it's a snap draft card. It's yet again another overpowered, unfun rare in this set. Fun to watch, horrific set to play, but buff your yeah, just power out 3 dudes and then play this on turn 4 or 5, and all of your dudes are magically huge. And then on top of that, you have a 6/6 trample ward too. Yeah, not so fun for your old pal Alex Stephenson, but once again, I know some people probably just love this kind of stuff. Herbology Instructor, solid card. 2 mana 1/3, which isn't fantastic, but gain 3 and then turns into a kill spell is really good. Medium Minds I like a lot because it's instant speed, convoke, draw. So if you just have enough bodies, it's like free draw card. I like Agar. This is a good card because it's a giant. So at least if it blocks something, multi-blocks something, and deals excess damage, you get to, it dies and you draw, which isn't bad. I've lost against Breach the Multiverse, and this set is so full of unfun, overpowered rares that this is definitely highly playable 7-drop in this format. Just comes down and you get something overpowered. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.